I'm a 39-year-old man, and I was married for over 10 years to my high school sweetheart. We had 2 kids together, Lucas, now 14, and Emma, 11. We divorced 5 years ago, and what happened after nearly broke me. Back when things started going wrong, I assumed it was just stress. I was working long hours to keep our family afloat. Amanda, my ex, began acting distant, staying out late, guarding her phone. I had suspicions, but I didn't want to believe she'd betray me. Then one day, I came home early and found a man, let's call him Tony, shirtless, lounging on our couch like he owned the place. Amanda insisted they were just friends, and accused me of being paranoid. I wasn't. I filed for divorce within a week. That's when Amanda went on a full-scale attack. She told everyone I abandoned my family, that I cheated, that I was emotionally abusive. She even faked messages between me and a woman named Jade to back up her lies. And the worst part, she told our kids I walked out because I didn't want to be their father. The court gave her full custody. I got every other weekend. I never missed a single visit at first. I tried so hard to stay connected, but the kids were cold. Lucas wouldn't look me in the eye. Emma wouldn't hug me. They even stopped calling me Dad and started calling me Mark. Then Amanda stopped sending them altogether. I had to go to court just to try and see them again. When I finally did, they told me they didn't want to come. Emma looked at me and said, "Mom said you left because you hated us." I broke down crying in the bathroom that night. Eventually, I gave up. Not because I didn't love them, but because constantly fighting for them was destroying me. I stopped calling. I stopped texting. I moved away, changed jobs, found a small apartment, and started going to therapy. Over time, I began to heal. I even met someone, Maya. She's understanding and kind, and she knows everything. For the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe. Then, a few months ago, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was Lucas. He sounded older, quieter. He said, "I know you probably don't want to talk to me, but I'm sorry." Amanda's life had fallen apart. Tony cheated on her. She got a DUI, and CPS stepped in. The kids were sent to live with Amanda's parents. That's when the truth began to unravel. They found old letters I'd written, photos, evidence of the father I had tried to be. They started asking questions. Emma emailed me too. She apologized, said she missed me. Even Amanda reached out, claiming she was in therapy and wanted to meet for coffee. Her parents sent me a letter, pleading with me to give everyone another chance. And here's the part people expect to have a heartwarming twist. That I ran back with open arms. But I didn't. I told Lucas and Emma I forgave them. That none of this was their fault. But I couldn't just pick up where we left off. Too much had happened. Too much had been lost. I had spent years mourning the relationship we once had. I had grieved them. I couldn't undo all that just because now they were ready. I never replied to Amanda. Not even to say no. Maybe some people think I'm being harsh. Maybe I am. But I rebuilt my life from the ground up, while they lived inside a story where I was the villain. Now that I'm finally at peace, I'm not going to tear myself open again, just to fit back into a life that moved on without me. I love my kids. That hasn't changed. But love doesn't mean I owe them access to me. Not after everything. It's been a little over 6 months since I wrote that post. I didn't expect the response it got. I read almost every comment, even the ones that called me cold. I let it all sink in. Writing that wasn't easy. I wasn't just angry, I was drained. After years of being pushed out of my own children's lives, the only thing I knew how to do was survive. So I put up walls. But even walls crack. It started with another message. Lucas texted me again. Just a simple, "Hey, would you be willing to meet up with just me?" No pressure. Just to talk. I stared at that message for a long time. Years I'd imagined this moment, when one of them would finally reach out. I pictured it so many times, and now it was real. I used to imagine I'd be calm, unshaken. Maybe even feel like I'd finally won. If the day ever came when my son reached out after 5 years of silence, blame, and distance. But when it actually happened, victory was the last thing I felt. What I felt was fear. Fear that it was some sort of setup, a guilt trip, or maybe even something cruel. Because that's happened before. I've been called names I wouldn't repeat to strangers. I've seen looks from my own children that made me feel like a stranger, like something less than human. Still, I said yes. He came alone. Lucas, 17 now, was taller than me, with a mop of unkempt hair and dark circles that spoke of sleepless nights. He looked older, worn and haunted. That alone nearly broke me. We met at a diner, neutral territory, just in case. I showed up armored, ready for a fight, ready to follow a script I'd rehearsed in my head 1,000 times. But instead, we sat there in silence for almost 10 minutes. Then he finally said, "I remember things now, things I didn't understand before." That one sentence undid me. He opened up, and this time, I listened, really listened. He told me how Amanda made him erase every message I sent. How after court, she cried and told him I was trying to destroy her. How she said I was a narcissist, dangerous, that I never loved them. He said he used to cry at night because he missed me, but he was too afraid to say it. And as he spoke, both of us started to cry. A week later, Emma reached out. She was 15 when the divorce happened. Now she's 20. Emma was always more like Amanda. Hard shell, emotionally guarded, quick to shut down. So when she messaged me, I didn't expect much. Her text was short. "Lucas said he saw you. I don't know what I want yet, but I think I need to see you too." When we met, she was distant, stiff, but not unkind. We sat on a park bench, where we used to feed ducks when she was little. She didn't say much at first, but then she looked at me and said, "She made me hate you." I believed her. And then she broke down. Emma told me she's been in therapy for over a year. That moving out helped her start to see how much of her worldview was shaped by Amanda's bitterness. That she felt like a pawn in a war she never enlisted in. We talked for hours. She said, "I don't expect you to forgive me. I just needed to tell you I'm sorry." And honestly, that was enough. It didn't take long for Amanda to make her move. As soon as she found out the kids had seen me, she reached out. First came the guilt. "You're tearing them away from me." Then the manipulation. "I never kept them from you, you gave up." Finally the apology. And when none of that worked, she showed up at my place. Maya answered the door, calm, composed, firm. She told Amanda she wasn't welcome, and that I didn't want to speak to her. She was right. Amanda stood there, trying to look heartbroken, trying to play the victim again. But I didn't come to the door. I didn't need to. 2 weeks later, a letter came. This time it was different. The anger was gone. The performance was gone. She admitted to letting her resentment take over, to poisoning the kids with her hurt, to choosing vengeance over peace. She wrote, "I know I lost the best version of you, and I'm sorry I took that version away from Lucas and Emma too." I haven't written back. I might never. Lucas comes by most weekends now. We cook, play old video games, watch terrible movies, just like we used to. He still flinches a bit when I say, "I'm proud of you," like it's something foreign to him. Emma is slower to open up, but she's trying. She calls me sometimes when things feel too heavy. We text. She even sent me a photo of the birthday card I gave her when she was 12. The one she thought Amanda had thrown out. Turns out she kept it, hidden away in a shoebox. It's not perfect. Sometimes there's an awkwardness between us. Sometimes guilt hovers in the air like a fog. But we're working on it. And that's everything. Where do I stand now? I'm not angry anymore. I'm still hurt, still healing, still trying to rebuild the version of myself that existed before I was torn apart by someone I once loved. But I'm not bitter. I don't want revenge. I want peace. And I'm slowly finding it. Through therapy, through Maya, who's been endlessly patient, and through reconnecting with my kids. Not as the children they were, but as the young adults they've become. As for Amanda, I hope she finds healing too. Just not within my life. My kids saw the truth on their own. They came back. Not perfectly, not all at once, but they came. We're rebuilding. And for the first time in a long, long time, life feels like something close to peace.